¿Conoces a un niño con asma? Este estudio de la Universidad de Washington y la Coalición Comunitaria del Río Duwamish puede ayudar a reducir el asma y la contaminación ambiental en las comunidades de South Park, Georgetown y el Valle del Duwamish. Estamos invitando a familias en las áreas de South Park, Georgetown, Burien, White Center, Tukwila y el resto del Valle Duwamish a participar en este estudio. ¿Quiénes pueden participar? Niños y niñas con asma entre 6 y 17 años. Familias que vivan en las áreas mencionadas. Se hará una encuesta breve para confirmar la elegibilidad. Los participantes recibirán un estipendio total de $250, 4 visitas al hogar para reducir los factores que detonan el asma, ventiladores con filtros para el hogar, kits de limpieza ecológica y monitoreo de aire dentro o cerca de la casa para medir la contaminación. Si refieres a una familia con un niño en el rango de edad y que vive en las áreas del programa, recibirás $50 por cada persona recomendada que participe. Para más información, comunícate al 253-235-9148 o al email contact@drcc.org.
Good afternoon. My name is Luis Amado. I am today in Amigos de Seattle Radio. Please, you contact to Amigos de Seattle 206-471-4482, or maybe watch in the Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. This afternoon, I welcome to the Joseph and Bam to the DRCC. Joseph, welcome.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you so much for the introduction. And yes, we are here to talk a little bit about cleaning in a safer way. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to briefly ask Van, introduce yourself. Hi, Van. I know you're here with us, and we'd like to quickly hear like who you are, how long have you been a part of this community? And then you'll ask me the same thing, and Van will host for the rest of the session.
Hi, my name's Van, and I work for DRCC. I love my job to help people with the neighborhood and also, cleaning the environmental in the community. First, may know what's your name, introduce yourself, and how long have you been part of this community?
Yeah. So I personally have been a part of this community for about a few years now. I work in the Duwamish River Valley and manage this asthma program. And it's been a few years now, and spent a lot of time here on this project. The project really is about how a simple box fan with a filter can help families with asthma and indoor air quality. And Van helps me with that. She's a part of that program. And we visit families, provide education, and hopefully today you'll get a small taste of what that looks like. So I'll let Van continue with the rest of the questions that we've prepared.
Okay. May know what is project about?
Yeah. So again, as we mentioned, this project here is about helping families in the area with box fans and filters. So box fans and filters in the past have been used to help with air quality issues. Right now, with the University of Washington, we want to see how much exactly that actually helps, how much it helps asthma, how much it helps with indoor air quality. We want to know, will it help a lot, will it help a little, or does it not help at all? And so we have some evidence that yes, like it helps, but we want to know exactly how much, and really put science to back this up and tell us the amount that these box fans with filters can help our children in the valley. So if you know anyone in the area, in the South Seattle area that has asthma, that is between 6 to 17 years old, feel free to contact us and write us a message at 253-235-9148 or email us at contact@drcc.org. So those are ways to contact us, and that's kind of what this project about. Again, Duwamish River Community Coalition working together with community members and University of Washington to test how much we can help our families with asthma with box fans. And
Joseph. Question I have for you: what work do you do as
yeah, so there's a lot of work that community health workers do, and us specifically in this role in this project, we visit people's homes and specifically children in the area that have asthma. So children in this program, for example, are 6 to 17 years old. We talk about ways to improve air quality in the home because there's poor air quality because of things like air pollution that comes from outside, from smoke in the house, whether it's from at times smoking, even using candles or cooking, because some of that can cause air pollution anytime there's any sort of smoke or combustion or flame that can worsen air quality inside the home. We also provide green cleaning supplies to families and air monitors to our families to see how much the box fans with filters can help. And so that's mostly what we are doing. And on top of that, just providing information on environmental health triggers and any mitigation techniques that we know for asthma. So, yeah.
and what label cleaning products should we avoid?
Yeah, that's a good question because one thing that as community health workers we've learned is that our products in our homes, although they're ubiquitous, we use them all the time, can be harmful to us. Things like bleach, things like ammonia, actually are good to clean and they can disinfect really well, but they're so harsh and that they can actually do harm to ourselves. And so, yeah, that's kind of what some of this presentation is prepared about. So, yeah, there are certain products or certain cleaning labels on every product that you use for cleaning that says what should be used. So maybe I could actually go to this first slide, and here it actually explains what type of labels exist. So I'll quickly share this kind of overview, but again, any cleaning product will have these certain labels, some that we should avoid, and some that are somewhat harmful and we should be careful around, and others that are much safer. So, yeah.
Would you please explain why should we avoid this cleaning?
Yeah. So, again, there are some products that, let's say, have certain labels like poison or danger, as you can see here. These are best to avoid, just obviously because they are a literal poison and a literal danger, especially around children. Like we want to be careful with certain products because they are bad not just for our health. They can burn us, they can irritate our lungs, and they can worsen, be it asthma trigger to people with asthma. But also, it's not just bad for our health and everyone's health, but it's also bad for the environment. So using some of these products can obviously that goes maybe down toilet or in a drainage system. So that ends up going somewhere. Just because it's out of our house doesn't mean it just leaves, but it still impacts everything that's around us. So it's best to avoid products that have this specific label of poison and danger. And then there's other products that also have to be careful around that have the label of caution or have the label of warning. So again, it's best to be careful around those type of products. And then there is some that are safer. Products that are safer, EPA, the federal government, actually has a specific system to classify these. And those are on the label here again. they might say warning, but they also have a label that says safer choice. And so this safer choice label and that label next to it are both better to use and are likely best for our health, but also best for the environment. So, yeah.
Are there products that safe choice are more expensive?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a great question. It really depends. Some at times can be equal, some maybe a little bit more expensive. At times when they are more expensive, it's a difficult choice to make between the yeah between what's in our wallet and how we want that to improve or impact our health and those that surround us and the environment around us. Ultimately, I think of it as an investment when it is because we're putting our health first, which is probably the biggest source of wealth that we have, our bodies, and the environment, the second most important thing that really provides wealth to us. But if you want to avoid, say, these expensive products, it's always good to just honestly use products like vinegar or products like baking soda that also disinfect, but don't have these fancy labels. So, um, in this moment, I actually have an example. So if you can go back to this last slide. Um, so here, for example, we can see these labels here. This Clorox product says danger, corrosive, um, and so that one maybe is better to be avoided. You can go back to this. So here, um, if we move to this one, danger, it's corrosive. Again, that's bad for not just your skin, but probably likely your respiratory system. And so it's best to avoid those. Again, it's more on the probably the dangerous scale, right? It's more we would like to avoid that. Here, this 409 product says caution. So again, we have to be careful around this, and it's better to use other products, really. And then here we have another all-purpose cleaner. Here it says warning for this all-purpose cleaner. This one here is also an all-purpose cleaner, but it has the safer choice label in the middle. So the Ecos, the yellow bottle, yellow and blue white, has the safer choice label that again, the government has done tests and found that these are safer ultimately for our health and for the environment. And so those are just some examples of how we can kind of be aware of that. Yep.
Okay. Joseph, would you tell me how I can maintain my window cleaning with vinegar?
Yeah. Okay, so I know I mentioned vinegar, and I mentioned it because vinegar can be used as a cleaning product, even though it's not let's say a fancy one that we're used to. But it provides disinfectant properties like other products. Well, might take a little bit longer, but there are actually websites, for example, here in the area, County Public Health has recipes for people to use when cleaning. So, for example, with vinegar, this is one of the recipes they provide. And so, really, it just says, well, first, pour 1/2 cup of vinegar into a spray bottle. That's it needs vinegar, and then fill the rest of the spray bottle with water and spray and rub with a lint-free cloth or newspaper. So it's similar to any other product, except again, you're using vinegar specifically. This case, 1/2 cup of vinegar, and then the rest fill with the spray bottle.
The example, I want to clean my floor.
Mhm.
What is the measurement, formula that
Yeah. So similar to, and again, there's lots of resources here. Again, it's just modifying cleaning habits on King County's public health website. These are there, directly taken from there. But there's for the floor, one of the recipes is just measure 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap, add 1 gallon of warm water and just use that mixture to clean floors. Often I grew up using maybe like a product like Fabuloso, or others for the floors, but again, some of these leave a strong smell that is bad for people generally, especially people with respiratory issues. Um, but it's honestly not completely necessary sometimes unless you really want to disinfect. And again, vinegar can be used as a disinfectant at times, but with just soap and water, warm water, warm water and soap should be generally enough.
Another question I have: after we use the products that is healthy, but do we have to clean with clean water again, or we just leave some vinegar and water?
Yeah, could you say it one more time?
Okay, example, right? If after we use products
Mhm.
that cleaning, do we have to clean again with water? Regular
Yeah.
water?
I mean, I would say if it's if you're using things like bleach or something, it's likely better, yeah, to wash things out again if you're using very strong products, because some of these again can cause respiratory issues. Especially the strong scent you smell isn't just the scent, but there's a lot of chemicals that are released while using. So.
Okay, thanks. Any last words you have?
No, just thankful to everyone for listening. Again, using some of these products isn't just because they're necessarily easier to find or cheaper. It really does take one's own decision making power to say, I want to invest in my health, my family's health, and I want to invest in that also for the environment that surrounds me, which is where we gain all of our wealth as well. And so, other than that, just this is a little taste of what we're doing with families here in the area in South Seattle in our asthma project. So, again, if you know anyone with asthma in the valley or in the area, the South Seattle area, the Seattle area, let us know, give us a call. Again, the number that you can message us at is 253-235-9148. And you can email us as well at contact@drcc.org. Again, we provide some even green cleaning products to our families, and some sort of education similar to this in addition to other environmental health. So welcome you to call us again or email us. Again, the number is 253-235-9148, or you can email us at contact@drcc.org.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I continue on the programmation, Amigos de Cielo Radio, and the website www.adsradio.org. Thank you.
La radio te informa la hora. 1:58 minutos.